Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brienne and this is Bree's Cozy Corner. Yes, this is Bree's Cozy Corner. I've been not doing videos as much as Bree's Cozy Corners. I've been a little, you know, out of practice, but I wanted to come today with you guys to give you guys a podcast. It's been a few months or a couple of months since I last posted, and I have a good amount of things to show you. Number one is what I'm currently wearing. I'm wearing my Tulsa tank by the Creabea. This one, if you guys were here last year, was a languishing whip. I stopped right before you, I don't know why I went back down. I stopped right before you split. And I think obviously, I don't know if you can tell a few of the issues here. So I have the armholes. So I made a size 3 with the I don't need any extra shaping. But I think I would have I don't know. So my thing is with the Tulsa tank. So I know I was languishing for a while, but I did finish most of the body. The thing is that I found really weird with the pattern, and I don't know if it's a pattern thing or if it was a me thing because I haven't really watched a lot of people who made the Tulsa tank, is that a lot of the times the numbers weren't numbering. I separated everything correctly and I went line by line by the pattern. But somehow I found myself with too much or not enough stitches sometimes. Or I had to decrease a lot more up here, at a quicker rate because the math wasn't mathing correctly. So again, I'm not sure, I usually default that it's probably me somewhere. But it kind of just seemed like in more places than one was that happening. Just before I split, there was I had to triple check the amount of stitches I had because it was too much. And then I was like, I don't want it to be too oversized. And because it was bottom up, I couldn't really try it on. So I'm really hoping, trusting the process, hope, pray, everything goes well. So it is wearable. I like it. I was just a little nervous. I mean, it ended up being okay for the most part. I think if anything, the numbers were more important at the triangles and the decreases, but yeah. But yeah, I think as you guys can see, it's mostly here, right as, but I think too, the armholes I think are okay. Yeah, it's mostly I just kind of have to just keep adjusting like this and keep my arms here. Otherwise it just kind of plops out. But because it is also I don't know, maybe it's the way maybe I should have blocked it better. I don't really know. If you guys have suggestions, let me know. But yeah, that's also one of my finished objects is my Tulsa tank. I really do like it. I made it with Sanisgarn Tin Line. I forgot the color. I think it's olive or something like that. I really like this green for spring and summer. This green I really feel suits me really well, and I just really, really like it. So I probably will try to buy more of it in the future. If you guys aren't familiar with Sanisgarn Tin Line, which I feel like everybody is, it's a cotton linen viscose blend. It's really comfortable. It was not that nice working with at sometimes, but honestly, once I blocked it, I was like, oh, this is nice. And I know with linen, it just gets softer the more you wear it. So I really like it. I'm really excited for it. And the thing that really encouraged me the most was okay, I'm almost done with it. And then also I'm taking a trip in the summer and I want to be able to wear it over there. It's going to be, nice and warm and great. And so yeah, I think this is probably going to be a staple during the summer. Despite, the armhole thing, I think I'm really going to be wearing this in general because I live in SoCal. My day-to-day uniform is shorts and a tank top anyway. But I'm realizing now I don't have too many. And also a lot of them are it's not ridiculously expensive. I'm not buying $30, tank tops. But sometimes I'm like, that feels a little much for what got going on here. So catch me at the Old Navy sales for tank tops. But like, I really do like the Tolsta. I do feel like if I want to make another one, but I think I'd make like a different version of it. I do like the V-neck, don't get me wrong, but there's like a few other options that I really like too that I saw that I would probably go ahead and give it a go. But yeah, so that's my Tulsa tank. I got some notes here too because I was trying to keep up with all my stuff. And let me check that off my list. I have something else on my finished objects that is very exciting because it has been going on for this was like 3 years in the making. Not like consecutively because I did stop for a while. I had to rip back a few times, but my husband's Moby sweater is officially done. I don't know if I showed it last time. I don't think I did because I think I finished it in March and I told him it was our wedding anniversary gift, which is amazing because we celebrated 7 years married and 7 years is wool or copper. So I gave him a wool sweater. There are definitely mistakes here and there. But my husband, that's not a mistake, but my husband was really excited to wear it. So he was like, you know what, it's okay, it's fine. But yeah, I feel like his torso is so long. I just went ahead and went with the women's, like the regular Moby sweater pattern because my husband's pretty skinny. And I measured him and like asked him questions about how he would like the fit, if he's okay with it being a little more fitted, if he needs like a lot of ease. And just based on those questions, I made the sweater. I think the main modification I made was mostly in the sleeves. I think I stopped the decreases like here for the tapered sleeve because he didn't want it too tapered. So the rest of it is just pretty straight. Yeah, I did everything according to pattern after that. I did stretch the sleeves a little bit, but now I think I might have to go in with an elastic band because on one of them, that one I blocked. This one I didn't, like as aggressively. And he's like, why is one bigger than the other? And I was like, oh, it's because I blocked it. But even when I feel this, like I feel like it wouldn't block as aggressively. So I feel like I might need to put in like an elastic in here to make it like more comfortable for him. Cause yeah, it just kind of like flops off his arm. But it's done. It is off the needles. And the yarn that I used was Cascade 220, but it was their DK version. And I bought it at Wool Warehouse like a long time ago. But it's called like, I think it's called like grape wine or something on the website. And it's a really nice color. For some reason on the camera, like it's deeper in real life than what it's showing on camera. But it's really nice. And I'm really excited that he's finally able to have something like this in his closet. I mean, not to say he doesn't have other cabled sweaters, but this is a handmade cabled sweater. I want to make myself one in like a classic cream color, but I don't think I'm ready to commit to that again. So I'm just not going to do that right now. But I'm glad that it's finally done. And I think too, because it was a DK and the women's version is a worsted, I think I did go down a needle size. But yeah, that was probably like really the only couple modifications that I made. Next up, so the rest of the stuff I have on here, I'm like, let me see. Yeah, the rest of the stuff I have on here are all sewing finished objects. So just so you guys are aware. One of them is also another like work in progress I had from last year that I just never finished, but it's my son's. It was like supposed to be a Halloween quilt, but now I need to fix part of it because I think one of the squares I didn't like fully attach or something because every time I washed it, yeah, no, that's fraying a lot. And like some places, like I'll just show you some place. Like in this, it's like literally the center square too. Like it's ripping apart already. So I'm just probably gonna like stitch over it. My sewing machine is not, I think now that I'm sewing a little bit longer, it's not very It was definitely like a beginner sewing machine, but now that I'm doing like more and more sewing and like a couple more heavy duty stuff with the blankets, like, I'm just finding that my sewing machine isn't like that conducive to it. Of course, that also might have been a me error by the measurements, because I was trying to do like the quilting hacks of like just getting your two triangles out in like one go, instead of like, piece by piece by piece by piece. But I'll figure it out along the way. I just wanted to make something for him because some of this fabric, actually all this fabric, I got when Joann's was going out of sale. So it's just a Halloween Mickey. So this is a quilting cotton. The orange is a linen, and then the black was just a simple quilting cotton. But again, look, there are some spaces where it's just like falling apart and fraying, and that's really disappointing. But yeah, I also did the, like, mostly what I needed to finish for this was like the rest of the quilting like bits, so like sewing on top of the quilting together and stuff, and putting the backing, which was just a big part of the linen fabric. And I think it was 100%, or maybe it was I think it was 100% linen. But yeah, so everything's been pretty good. It's just recently, yeah, like I've just noticed that there are some sections that keep falling apart. So I need to go back in there and just, honestly, I think I'm just gonna sew over it. This fits his, it's not really a toddler bed. It's one of those like 3-in-1 cribs. He's not sleeping in like the crib version, but it is like a day bed. So it fits that, and it's really small. So he's not really gonna like use it for that long, I don't think. But even then, if he does, I would like, I think in the future would be a really cute quilted vest. I'm already thinking about repurposing it, but yeah, I think that's it for that one. I did get a lot of sewing done. One of my friends, so there's a lot of other stuff that I'm not gonna be able to show you because they're either getting washed or I need to fix it or I don't have it anymore. So one of those things is my friend's bag. I made my friend a Peter Pan puff bag, and I'll put a picture right here because she really likes Peter Pan. And I bought this fabric also when Joann's was closing. However, there wasn't enough in whatever was left. So it wasn't enough to make like a full garment out of. So I made her a bag. I do think I have like a little bit extra left over, so I'm going to figure out what to make with those too. But yeah, I made her like a little quilt bag, and it was really only just like that one I freehand, and I feel like because I kept seeing videos of it like on Instagram and Pinterest, and I was like, oh, she would totally love this. And then I was just like, why am I freehanding this? But I did, like, it was too late. I already committed. And then I found out later, like, oh, I could have done it like in such an easier way. I like did square by square, and I like stuffed them and then closed them, then attached them. And everyone was like, attach all of it in rows and then like leave little things on top, like openings, and then stuff them, then close it, make your life easier. And I did not do that. I did not make my life easier. But yeah, I did that. I did it like in a week, I think, because I was just trying to take my time to make. And also, again, like my sewing machine was not happy with that one, but I made it do it. I'm hoping this year to get a new one, a little bit more industrious. I've kind of been looking up a few other ones. I think I'm going to go with the Janome, I think, because right now, or Brother. I think it's Brother, actually, because right now I have a Singer Fashion Mate, and I got this like 5-6 years ago, maybe. And I wasn't doing too much sewing, so it was like okay for what I was doing. But right now, it's just like, it is getting frustrating, and it like keeps stopping on me, skipping stitches a lot, even though I keep redoing the tension, and it's just very, very frustrating. But we got it done. Okay, so the next thing is my Sandra skirt, which I'm going to put another picture here because it's currently drying. I made it with some linen blend from Joann's too. Um, I barely had enough just for the skirt, so there are no pockets in this skirt, but it was uh, definitely like I had to sew some pieces together to make sure I had all 10 panels. I was very tempted to do like a 9 or 8 and just be like, it's a little bit more of a fitted skirt, but we made it happen. And I think with these like linen blend fabrics, I'm realizing too that these fray very easily. And the Sandra skirt, you use a lot of princess seams, right? Or princess French seams. I don't know why I said princess. French seams. And I'm realizing that even though I think I caught like the fabric in to the seam, I'm not exactly doing it that well. And so it's definitely a practice in French seams. Every time I do it, I'm like, oh, maybe I just won't do it this time. I'll like figure out something else. Like I'll just do like 1/2 inch seams or whatever instead of the like quarter and then quarter. And I'm just like, oh, but I really need to like get this practice in. So now I have 2 Sandra skirts. I have a very bright pink one and I have a like olive green, mossy green Sandra skirt. I realistically wanted to get this done for the fall, but I've already worn it twice. I've worn it once just to go out for like a lunch for my grandma, and then another time I wore it at the Red Fair. So I mostly wanted it for fall for like t-shirts and skirts kind of vibes, but I finished it. I thought it was time. Oh, and the Sandra skirt is done by Sydney Graham. I really like her patterns. I think they're really easy to follow. And she tends to do videos accompanying them, whether it's a tutorial or maybe she'll do like a different version of her pattern. So like if it's like a hack of that pattern or something, she'll do that on video, and it's still really like insightful to me anyway. And but yeah, I think that's it. So the next item on my list before we move on, I'm like really trying to rush through because I only charged my battery for like a little bit and I'm at half battery. So that's why I'm really like rushing. But I want to share all my stuff because I have quite a few things going. Anyway, so my next sewing project that I made were these river shorts. They're so stinking cute. These are for my son. So for the vacation I was telling you guys about, I want to make myself a Sid tie top by Sydney Graham in the same color. So I had bought quite a lot of this teal linen fabric from Joann's. A lot of my fabric is still from Joann's. Like this is my stash still. So I bought it from Joann's and I remember just looking at that color and I was like, this is gorgeous. And like you can see like the little neps of like green in there too. And I'm like, this needs to be mine. And like initially I did think of a dress for it, but I think I prefer this. So for the Sid tie top, that was always, something I had in mind. I wanted to do like a coordinating outfit. So Sid tie top and then shorts. I was thinking about doing the lane pants and hacking it into shorts, but Sydney Graham is coming out with a short pattern. And like, honestly, even though I can hack patterns, like, and by I can, I mean like, even though it's a possibility to hack patterns, I don't feel confident hacking any pattern for the most part. So I really like when the designers do the work for you. So I am kind of like, should I wait? I think she said it might be released like early June. So I'm like, fingers crossed, because we're going late June, like mid to late June, and we're gonna be out of town. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for her to come out with that pattern because I don't want to do the work. But I was like, oh, it would be cute because then my son can have matching shorts and then I'll have like matching outfit. So the shorts are called the River Shorts and it's by Red Creek something. Let me see. Want to give them a proper shout out. Red Creek Kids. So they make a lot of really cute, like, basic patterns. So it was between, I was going to make the bobby pants too, by the way. I thought those were so cute. They're little barrel pants. They have like jumpsuits, trousers. I think I got the Creek trousers. They got a little button down shirt for kids. They got a quilted cap pattern. It's a lot of really cute stuff. So yeah, there's not really much to say about it other than I did it in a day, like in an afternoon, because they're so tiny and small, and it's very cute. Realistically, you have like 4 pieces, 4 pieces you have to cut, and that's it. So that was a lot of great fun. Okay, so the next thing, again, these are in my car, but speaking of Ren Fair, I have these dragon wings that I made for my son. I made them last year, or I started them last year. However, we weren't able to go to the Ren Fair last year. Some things came up, and that was like the last weekend, I think, of the Ren Fair. So we definitely were not going to be able to make it. So this year I reached out to my stepdad because he really likes like Ren Fair and like medieval stuff. So I was like, hey, we want to go. It's finally in SoCal. Like, do you want to come? So we made a trip out to the Ren Fair like last weekend. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have to hurry up and finish the wings then, so that way he can be a little dragon. And also my son's like really into costumes right now. Like when I'm making stuff, he asks for the scraps and he pretends they're costumes. So it'll be like a really, like the tiniest little scrap of linen, and he's like, can I use this? And I'm like, sure. And then he's like, I'm an astronaut, and it's so stinking cute. So I was like, oh, okay, let me try to finish these dragon wings so that way, even when it's past Ren Fair, like he can still use them. And I think he finds it very exciting to dress up. So yeah, I thought that was really cool to do. A little bit about the pattern. I think it's by like Twig and something. I should have written that down, but I did post it on my Instagram. So and I tagged the pattern maker. Oh, by Twig and Tail. So they're from New Zealand. They have a lot of really cute, like, costumey patterns. They have like what do you call it? They have butterfly wings, and they're so stinking cute. They have the dragon wings, I think, go up to like adult sizing too. It's not just for kids. They do a lot of sizing. But they have a lot. Let me go into explore the PDF pattern so I can show you. They have let's go playful, because those are really fun. They got woodland sprite wings. They have these moth wings that are really cute. They have North American leaf sewing bundles. They look like little floor pads almost, or like you can kind of just throw them everywhere. They're cute. They're these little leaf pads thingies. You can like take them with you to go sit on the grass. Honestly, I just saw this, so I might need to like purchase the pattern and make that, because that's so cute. Hot water bottle covers. They have a New Zealand leaf sewing pattern, an animal hood sewing pattern. Yeah, bundle of 6 children and adult wings sewing pattern. That's pretty good. Toadstool Village, a monarch wings. Yeah, so they have a lot of really fun patterns here. Leaf satchel. They also have a Euro leaf blanket. They have a lot of foraging satchels. This is amazing. So I really like, because I bought my pattern on Etsy. I only really saw all the wings. I didn't see all of these other stuff. They have animal coats that you can make your babies. How stinking adorable is that? Look at that. Look at that. That's so cute. That makes a lot of sense now, because I was over here like thinking they're from the UK or something, because with the wings, they do ask for like a very specific interfacing. on the wings to make them stand up, right? But I got like a heavy duty interfacing, and it was like as thick as cardboard. Like I got to the point where I had to just like flip the wings inside out and like, you know, make everything nice and pretty. And they were, it was not going to happen. So that's why I stopped too last year. I was like, you know what? He's too small. He's not going to know. I'll just like fix it the next year, right? So this year I did have to what do you call it? Seam rip the wings apart from each other, and kind of just I think I got like Gorilla Glue and glued the wings on top of each other. I glued the applique pieces on top too, and I was like, if I need to, I'll sew over it. And then what I did was I just grabbed some bias binding, and then I closed off the wings like that. The applique pieces did not need anything additional to it, thank goodness, because it was not gonna work like that. But my battery's gonna die, so I think I have to end it here, or at least for my finished objects. But yeah, so the wings ended up being okay. I was almost embarrassed to have them take it out, because honestly with the binding I did use glue. I used Gorilla Glue fabric glue, and I was like, oh, this is gonna look like really messy, too homemade, like this isn't perfect, this isn't what I had in my mind of what it would look like, this isn't my vision, this, you know, all this stuff. And I had like to have like a very serious talk with myself internally. And by very serious, I mean it probably was a minute. But I was just thinking, like, is this the example I want to show my son? Because even though he's so little, he doesn't understand. He just wanted the wings. Like he thought they were so cool, you know? And if I'm over here like they're not perfect, they're not this, they're not that, then like I'm modeling the behavior that things need to be perfect every single time. But if he's a little developing brain and like doesn't get things right the first time, and he already gets frustrated if he doesn't get things right the first time, then what am I showing him, you know? So I was like, you know, I did it, I finished it, and they looked pretty good. Is it perfect? No, but it looks good. And that's all I was aiming for. And he loves them. He had fun in them. He ran around. He did say he was a butterfly instead of a dragon. So he was a butterfly throughout the Ren Fair. So it was very cute and very sweet, very wholesome. I'm probably going to make them again, but hopefully find the correct interfacing this time. Because yeah, my interfacing felt like cardboard. It was really thick. But I'm going to pause here and charge my battery so that way I can show you guys my whips. Okay, I'm back. So charged my battery, and I also have my whips ready for you. I was doing some homework, so glasses on and everything. Gotta be able to see. Anyway, so I have a few whips. One of them I think might turn into a languishing whip, if I'm being honest. I'll just show you my progress that I made. I did start it last year too, and this year I really wanted to finish it also for my trip, but I think as I'm going on, I'm like, I don't know. So I thought maybe a remedy to it would be a smaller needle, because my current needles are kind of long and it's been really frustrating to have to do like magic loop. And I'm like, it's really not that small of a circumference that I can probably do it faster if I had just like a smaller needle size. It is the Winter Clutch Winter Clutch bag. It's so tiny. I'm using fingering weight instead of sport weight, so maybe that's why. But it's a bag, so like I don't really mind too much. I did think about doing it the way that Laura Penrose did it, where she kind of just grabbed a different like size yarn and a different needle size to fit the gauge, and make like a bigger handbag that way. Because I thought like that sounds fine. Like it's just a bag, you know. But yeah, so what I wanted to do with this bag was to like beat it up a little bit. But I don't know. I guess we'll see once I finish it if I still have that same inspiration. However, I have like lost my spot a couple times, in like one of the spots it's just like way different than the rest of it, but again, I'm like I'm okay. It's fine. This yarn is from paisley yarns, I believe. It's the beach reed colorway. It was like my most like favorite person or something. It's a really pretty pink. I like it. It's beautiful. There are definitely lots of shades of pinks that I really like. Anywho, why did I say it like that? I feel like that was not very committal. This is like part whip, part acquisition. So I'm just going to show you what I acquired. March was my wedding anniversary. So my husband and I, we did this. It's not sponsored. We did this like mystery picnic through a company. My aunt, I was trying to figure out like what to do. I think it was my turn to like, we try to take turns sometimes to like plan stuff. I think it was my turn to plan it, and I was like, okay, I want to do something like cutesy fun, right? I like a good picnic. My husband likes a good riddle, and I do like puzzle games a lot of the time. This one was super easy though. Like it was so easy. But we did in Pasadena, and Pasadena happens to have one of my favorite yarn stores, which is Wool House. They have such a good collection of variety for such a small store. But I love it. That's where I got my son is garn, and I got like a few other like cotton yarns from there before in the past. It's just top notch. And we went there too for like our dating anniversary, I think. Or maybe it was my birthday, and I got yarn that time too. So this time I also got just a little bit of yarn. I got some cotton yarn because there's a project I wanted to do for my vacation in the summer. And I got this organic blue sky fiber. Actually, I think last time when I got cotton, I got blue sky fibers too, but it's organic blue sky fiber, organic cotton, sport weight. It is the colorway is called Pickle. And here it is. It is such like a beautiful Cali green. I love that. I like literally green has never been like a color that I've been like, I'm obsessed with this color that like I'll say out loud. But the more I wear it, I'm like, I just like how it looks on me. Like, is that considered a favorite color, or is it just like I like the color? My favorite is more like a maroon or wine red, but there's just so many beautiful colors. Anyway, so I started working on the Siren skirt by Park Knit. It's like a wrap skirt cover up thing. I don't have too many of those. Actually, I don't have any. I don't think I've ever had a cover up before. I think I've just always gone in like a t-shirt or a tank top and like whatever shorts I had laying around. So I was like, you know what? I really want a little cover up, and like, yes, I could buy it, but like that's not the point. So I'm making the medium size medium. It's just back and forth for like however long, and it's 3x1 rib. I did the ties already. Did I gauge swatch? No, I'm kind of terrified honestly, because I've done like 4 inches already of this, and I don't want to rip it back. And I don't know if cotton can be steam blocked, because usually if it was wool, I would have just steam blocked it by now. But yeah, I don't know, because these straps don't look that long, but we'll see. Also, I have like the yarn scrunched up a little bit because of the needle size, so maybe I'm kind of thinking that's why. But with cotton, when I block it, I really like kind of having it over a towel rack to like let gravity kind of just pull it down. So maybe that'll work too. Also, it's ribbed, so I know it'll probably stretch a little bit more. And then there will be a drop stitch detail in there the same way as there is here. So it's not just going to be like a closed knit, because obviously there's still some what do you call it? Why can't I speak? There's still some breathability because it's knit. So yeah, so that's another whip. I have one more, and it's really just like, it's a small accessory. I'm doing a scrunchie. I'm trying to do like a bigger scrunchie. I'm using the Soho scrunchie, kind of like as a base. I don't, part of me is like, did I really like, I don't know, I guess just for the numbers, part of me's like, did I really need to like look at a pattern for this? But I did. And like there's other patterns that I want to do that are like ruffly, but I feel like the ones that I've seen are kind of uh like I don't know if I like the construction of it, you know? They look almost loofah, not, you know, and part of me is like, is this like a thing for like sewing? Cause I don't know. Just like trying to figure out which vibe I feel more comfortable with. Anyway, yeah, I'm just making a basic DK scrunchie. I'm using some scrap yarn I had from Sorella. You can't really see it, but it's a stellina. I'm holding it double. I tried like winding up in two separate balls, but one of them's like significantly smaller than the other one. But I am going to May the 4th at Disneyland. I don't know if I'll be able to upload this beforehand, but yeah, every year I'm always inspired to want to make something for certain events at Disneyland, and I like it's fun. Like, am I a cosplayer? No, but I think it's a lot of fun to just, I guess, just do this. I'm going with a group of friends. Last year, I made a Grogu like baby doll dress, and I still think that is really cute. I might wear it for Mother's Day. I'm also going to Disneyland Mother's Day weekend, and it's still the season of the Force at Disney. So I'm like, maybe I'll just wear it then. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And then I bought myself an Anakin t-shirt because all the ideas I had, like every year around May, I'm always like, oh, I should have totally made, there's like the Ahsoka slipover. One day that slipover will be mine. And I think it's because it's kind of like a variation of a tunic. But literally as I'm like thinking about all this, Park and Knit came out with a tunic like front tie top. And I'm like, girl, why didn't you like publish this before all the Ren fairs started? Like our Ren fair in SoCal, I think it has like 2 or 3 more weeks. No, I think it's 2 weeks from now. Yeah, it's like this coming week, next week, and then the week after. Yeah, so like this weekend's already almost done. So it's like really only 2 more weekends, at least in SoCal. I don't know about everywhere else. Like I know there's another one, well, in LA County. I know there's another one, I think somewhere else in the like IE or OC or somewhere, Valley, somewhere. There's one nearby that happens like at a later time than now. But I'm like, girl, why didn't you do that sooner? And then also the season of the Force, there's a lot of tunics with the Jedis. And I mean, I could sew it, but like, how epic would it be to just have a knit one too? And then with all like the layers, maybe I would sew a tunic better though, because with all the layers and stuff, it might get a little hot. And then there's even like patterns on Ravelry for like the belts that the Jedis wear, but also like that could also be used for Ren Fair. So like I could have used that sooner. But yeah, I was like, I'm trying to do like a Ahsoka Disney bounding thing, but everyone does like orange and blue like active wear, and I don't really have orange like that, and I don't want to purchase something just for like one day, as I made like a dress that I only wear occasionally. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't like, that's why I basically I'm making the scrunchie. Sorry, I like got sidetracked, but got myself a little Anakin Skywalker t-shirt, and I'm gonna be wearing, I have blue ruffle socks that are in this color, so I was gonna wear that with my tennis shoes, and then just have, I'll probably slick back my hair because by the time Monday rolls around, it'll be like day 2 or day 3 hair, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna probably just gonna slick it back. I'm also going with my son and some friends, and I'm like, I think I need my hair out of the way for that day. So I wanted to do a little scrunchie to add like a little bloop, just tie everything together. The Anakin shirt is like the collage with like all his different faces, and in the center it's, surprise, it's Darth Vader, and then it's mostly like blue. It's like colored on the outside with blue. So that's why I was like, oh, all blue. Sounds perfect. Sounds like fun. And then there's a market happening I think there's there's two couple happening this weekend, and they're going to be selling a lot of Star Wars stuff. So I'm very excited. My son really likes it. He has a little tiny lightsaber, and I think it's absolutely adorable. And I made him like a little, oh, that's what I should have included. Dang it. I don't think I have a picture of it, but I did like a super duper quick, what are they called? Like the cape, like the superhero capes, because one time we went to Target and our Target has a Kaiser in it. So like I don't know if Kaiser's national or if it's only on the West Coast, but they have it's like a hospital. And they just had like they have a little clinic in there, and he saw one of the little boy. It's like a poster of a little boy with a dog next to it, and the little boy had a superhero cape, and he was like, "I want that. I want to be a superhero." And it was literally like, it's February, my guy. Or not February, maybe, yeah, I think it was mid-February. I was like, it's February. There's like no way I can find a costume like that right now. And I was like, you know what? I can just make it. And then I think we were already going to go to Disneyland, and he keeps wanting to find Grogu. And for some reason, Grogu and Mando don't come out during their like supposed time. And I know exactly where they come out, and they haven't come out yet. So I'm hoping, because it's the season of the Force, that we can see them. If not, that's okay. But so I made it in the Grogu fabric that I made my baby doll dress in. I just thought it would be cute. So we'll see. Hopefully we find Grogu. So yeah, I made him. I think I just looked up like children's superhero cape sewing pattern free, and I kind of saw someone basically just explain how to make one. I think it was supposed to be like a couple of layers, but I just did one. So it really just looks like I made a bed sheet into a cape, which is fine. But he likes it. He doesn't really love wearing it all day, and I think it's because of the clasp in the middle. Like he prefers wearing the dragon wings because they're just little elastics here. However, the dragon wings, I think I made the arms, like the elastics, a little too long because he kept holding it like this, like if it was gonna fall off. But that is neither here nor there. So that's all my whips for right now. Okay, so for this next portion of the video, I don't really have any acquisitions other than the green yarn that I showed you guys. So that's about it for knitting and sewing. I did want to get into reading a little bit, what I've been reading recently, my book club books. And if you're not into that, that's totally fine. I'll just say goodbye here. Thank you so much for watching my video. And yeah, for those of you who want to stick by and listen to me talk about books, then you're more than welcome to stay here with me while I keep knitting on my scrunchie. Anyway, so a few books that I've read. One of them was a problematic summer romance. We read that in March. That was our March book club book, and it's by Ali Hazelwood. And girl, I will never not, I probably will always read like a contemporary romance by Ali Hazelwood because look, I'm curious. I am very curious about like what's this next one going to be about. I have to say I will always be a fan of her like women in STEM romance novels. They're the pace is really great. They're very punchy, they're quick, they're to the point. Love it. I love a good nerdy male main character, right? But there are like, listen, I went to school for English for literature for my undergrad and my graduate school. Does that make me a not professional, what do they call them? An expert in all things creative writing? No, it doesn't. But I have read a lot and I love to read. And it's just like Ali Hazelwood knows how to write. She knows how to write a good story. She knows how to get to the climax. She knows how to write romance, right? But there are just some of her recent books where they have like very specific tropes that she doesn't write all the time. And it feels like there are definitely times where I think like, oh, I could totally do that, right? And then I try my hand at it and I'm like, oh, there's some skill behind doing this specific thing. And like, yeah, I did it, but like, it's just okay, or like, it's just passable. And like, you know, I think for me, it's because in problematic summer romance, there is an age gap trope. And in I think my main issue, and like again, this was a book club book, so we were talking about how the meta conversation about like literally every scene is like, I shouldn't do this, I'm way too old for you, shouldn't do this, blah blah blah. Like it's just like a constant conversation is like, oh my god, the power dynamic. Like, okay, it doesn't matter if you want this, the power dynamic. Okay, it doesn't matter that I knew you since you were like 11 and like didn't pay attention to you then, even though I totally was paying attention to you then. But then I didn't like realize that you were like a full grown woman until you were older. And like, yeah, it doesn't matter that I never talked to you when you were a kid and I thought you were annoying as hell, but like kind of got interested in you when you were in college. It's like, why are we keep meta? Why are you talking meta? It's like, it's pretty crazy. But so that was like our really big issue. I was like, this is like such, I don't know. And there's like other ones too where she tries to do like a, like I think deep end. A lot of people did like it. Like I said, I feel like I will never give Ali Hazelwood less than a 3 out of 5, solely because I think she's a good writer. However, literally, like I feel like anytime some of these couples are like with each other, they are constantly bringing up the trope that they are supposed to be. And it definitely goes to that show don't tell. And I'm like, girl, are you okay? Like what are your deadlines looking like and why? Like I feel like these need to be like, not like are you okay like in a bad way, just kind of like I feel like if this had more time, more care, more like I said, I think Allie Hazelwood is a good author. Okay? Like I'm not saying she's not. Or like a good writer. It feels like, and like I just saw an announcement for like another Spotify exclusive book and I'm like, "Dang girl, you're like bust." And like maybe she likes to write that much. That's cool. But like what about editing? You know? I just I feel like it literally probably just needed like another 1 or 2 passes and then it would have been fine. But also that's me. That's how I feel about it because I feel like her STEMinist novels, like I didn't really think they didn't feel the same as these ones do. Um so I don't know. You know, that's how I feel about that. Okay, so the next book we read, well, I read actually. I read this one in April and I finally got off the wait list with my library, and it's Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Cisneros Sanchez Cervantes. I just remember Silvia Moreno. Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I did not get it right at the first time or second time or third time. But that book, okay, so like I said, I went to school for English, right? And I fell in love with like the gothic romantic, the Victorian, and the oh my gosh, what was the name? Why am I forgetting things now? Basically, like all of the 1800s, early 1900s in England, those were my jam, 100%. So reading this as someone who is a huge fan of the Gothic and Gothic Romantic era, it felt like putting on a glove. It felt right. It felt crisp, clean. There are like a few things that I was like, oh, interesting. Like, I wish we would like get more detail in there, but like that's probably not everyone is RF Kwong that gives like intense details to everything. But I really like, they're just, I think it's really like the town, like the bruja, or not bruja, I think they're called something else. The lady that was providing like mixes and stuff, and potions and whatever it is. Like I think like going into that would have been a lot nicer, but I was like, okay, I get it too, like pacing, you kind of just like gotta get things moving. But I really think that this book was amazing. It was really giving like Crimson Peak, like the storyline was giving, and like the imagery, the atmosphere was very much giving like Crimson Peak. It did go in a direction like slightly different than I thought it was going to end, which like I love not being right sometimes. um but it it was I don't know, it was just so good. It was so good. I still liked it, even though I was like, oh, that's how it's ending. It was, I think it's amazing. I think it's like 5 out of 5 for me. I haven't read anything like this, like as a contemporary reader, not contemporary reader. Like I haven't really read that many other Gothic fiction outside of the 18 and early 1900s. So I think reading this from a book that came out within the 21st century is amazing. 2 thumbs up, 5 out of 5 stars. I love it. Would recommend. Lots of great fun. Okay, let's move on. So another book. So our April book for book club was The Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana. Mandana, I think that's how you pronounce it. It was so cute. It was so cute. I think I gave that one 4 out of 5 because there are just like some things here and there where I was like, oh, like it's, I think it's considered a romance, but when I read it, I was like, it's very light on the romance. And again, that is totally fine. It just feels more like like a story of found family with like a sprinkle of romance to tie it all together. Like it doesn't really feel too romancy. Do you know what I mean? But it's really cute. It's such a nice read. It's light. It's not it doesn't feel like, it's not a dense book. It's very cozy, I guess is the best way I can describe it. So I would totally recommend you reading that. If you guys like a cozy reads, if you like a crazy family dynamic, if you like a little bit of witchiness in there too, I think it's a great read, and I would 100% recommend you to read it. And our next book that we're reading for book club anyway is Fame Sick by Lena Dunham. It's her memoir. I believe one of the girls in book club is like really into memoirs, nonfictions, or fictions based off of true stories. Okay, so also when I say like a girls, like I kind of mean that lightly because they're like my age, so like 30s and up. But yeah, so we're gonna read Fame Sick by Lena Dunham this month. I'm gonna be honest, I'm really like about nonfiction, but I mean, like I've read a few here and there of nonfiction. So, and I've read like Amy Poehler's biography, and I liked it. And so I'm like, okay, I've read Amy Poehler. Like Lena Dunham shouldn't be that different. I've never seen Girls, but some of the other girls in book club were like, I'm gonna rewatch it because it was that good, and I'm like, maybe I should watch it. I don't know. I don't have HBO though, so that's fine. And then right now, currently, I am listening to the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. Let me look really fast. It's like gonna time me out right now on the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. There you go, by Laurie Gilmore, and it's part of the Dream Harbor series. And I gotta say, I love this series. This series feels like a little nice cup of tea in like a cute, cozy reading corner. And when I got my tattoo recently, my tattoo artist was like, I've seen those books were rated super low. And I'm like, I don't understand why. The storylines are really well written, the characters are really well developed. Like, the stakes are great. They're pretty like low stakes, but it's still like interpersonally a high stake. You know what I mean? It's not like the world's gonna burn, but it's like it means a lot to this character, and she writes it really well. So I don't know why there's low ratings on this book, but I'm halfway through, or maybe like 40% of the way through, but I'm getting there, getting pretty close. They're such easy reads, and I can't wait for the next one. I think is the Gingerbread Bakery. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I am so happy I started reading these books because I was like, oh, like some books I get all the hype are not all they're hyped up to be. But I think these books are pretty fun, and I can't wait to finish this one too. I'm not usually okay. The trope here is like the dad, a single dad, and a nanny. Look, I'm not usually, I haven't even read that many things in that trope, but I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just like push the trope aside and just focus on the people and the town, and that's it. That's it. My favorite was the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore one. I think that one was a lot of fun. Out of like all of them, I think if I were to rank them, it'd be the Cinnamon Bun, and then it'd be Pumpkin Spice. And so far, the Christmas tree one is coming in last. I would actually place so far, even though I'm 40%, the strawberry pancake above the Christmas tree. But that's just my personal feelings on it. I can't wait to finish. They're so fun and cozy, like I said. I am also still going to school. This is my last quarter for my copy editing course, and I'm so excited to be done. I am so happy. I'm taking 2 classes. One of them's copy editing for fiction, and I so desperately want to do developmental edits for people because I feel like I'd be pretty good at that. Actually, in my classes, like the more I talk about my experience, I was correct. My camera coming off. Anyway, so the more times I talk about my experiences in like professional worlds and settings of editing, the more I realize I was working developmental edits for free. Like whether it came to papers, personal statements, like whatever it was, whenever people brought me something that needed help and needed fixing, I fixed it. I fixed the way that they structured their argument, the way they structured the basically like the plot. And like their grades went up at least like 2 letter grades, at least 20% higher. Like everything was a lot more conducive. And I'm like, dang it, I could have like these could have been things on my portfolio if I would have thought ahead. But of course, you don't think about those things when you're that young. I was just trying to help people. And I was like, even back then, I was like, I really love editing. Like, I love helping people make things like better and more cohesive and like something exciting, because like I really do think even if it's like you're reading someone's thesis about like something in communications or marketing or whatever it is, I'm like, I really do believe it deserves spotlight. It deserves to be something people get excited about to read. And if they can't read it and it's uncomfortable for them to read the entire thing, then like you're not, like, what's the point, And like I want authors to feel like their stuff is worth reading. So I want to be a developmental editor so bad. But we'll see how far I get in that. But yeah, I'm almost done with my courses. So that's also very exciting, but it is taking up a lot of my time. I will be done, I think, later May or early June. I think I'm in week 4. Yeah, I'm like, let me see, we're finishing week. Oh yeah, okay, so early June. Early June I'll be done, and then that means I'm done with my certificate. That means I'll be ready to be a copy editor. And I'll throw in developmental editor in there too. I'm just so excited. Actually, I applied to be an alpha reader, so we'll see if that happens. I feel like I'm very like today, but that is literally just this one time that I did that. Yeah, I feel really self-conscious. I feel like because it's been like a couple months, I'm like, oh, I was even like, is it even worth it? But I had so much to share this time, especially with like the books I was reading and also some of the finished sewing projects. So I'm pretty happy. I actually just ran out of my second ball of the scrunchie. I actually have to like I'm so sorry. My throat's been like really weird today, but I have to measure this to see if I'm at the point where I can. I don't think it is. This feels short. So I might honestly have to like make another ball from whatever's left here and try to finish it off. I have to make sure I also have enough to like bind it off. But I think if anything too, like I kind of thought about it, like just making it a little bit scrappy and adding another, like a different blue yarn. Not like a solid blue. I have a variegated blue, white, gray. And I'm like, that would probably be okay, right? I don't know. Anyway, this is at the end of the video. This is getting a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to just add another 20 minutes to the book talk part, but I suppose not. So there we go. There we have it. All right. Tell me what you're reading on in the comments below. If you've read any of the books that I read, what are your thoughts, opinions? And let me know what you're working on too, like knitting, sewing. Do you have any plans for the summer? I don't know. I like set myself up for a lot of plans and then I get like fatigued by the idea of doing those plans and then I'm like, man, it's okay. I'll do that next year. But yeah, let me know what you're working on, what you're reading, what you're doing.